5 years ago, I told many nerds to brace for 6 months of a cybercrime spree and that we would need to work actively to protect clients, certainly the ones that choose to be protected. And little did I know that 5 years later, we would be in a far more challenging landscape than ever. Welcome to This Week in Nerd News, number 72, where in a few minutes, I would like to direct your attention to what cybersecurity issues matter this week. So when we have stories of the ransomware nature of a theme today, it's because in the news, ransomware is starting to fall on deaf ears, it seems, even though it's never been this bad before, as you can see by these first three stories today. So New York Times reports that more than 1,000 schools were hit with ransomware this week alone. And one of them is closing permanently, and it appears that the ransomware incident was the straw that broke the camel's back. And here we see that hackers are actively exploiting the F5 big IP vulnerability. Now, it's quite predictable what's going to happen here because we have 16,000 known vulnerable sites that are running a vulnerable version of big IP. So we'll be seeing more ransomware and multiple paydays for the criminals that can now exploit this unpatched vulnerability in these 16,000 cases so far. And in Costa Rica, the president unfortunately had to start with a national emergency declaration. This is not a joke. I wish it was. When you see this level of activity by the cyber criminals, some days I just want to wake up and hope that it was a bad dream, but it's not. On a slightly less bad news note, there are these Konica printers that are commonly used in public spaces, like print shops that are self-service, and it turns out that the operational security was not quite well thought through, because if you just hook up an external USB keyboard to one of these and press F12, you get out of that Chrome full screen mode and have full access, full developer access to it. So if you are administering or know of these, time to upgrade and update the software. And for a little bit of a disturbing news story, there has been some research done on the difficulty in keeping private when you have an unfiltered computer in these forms. So we are all used to filling out website forms. And the fact that data often leaks as you type in the form, I cannot stress highly enough that this is probably the most perfect use case of why every personal device, every business device should be on zero trust connectivity and prevent these kinds of leaks from happening. And it can be prevented by just not allowing devices that regularly fill out forms to leak this information to third parties. It is actually quite practical to do so. And did you know that there is a way to graphically view your pings? Ping is a very common continuously running command that we use in order to look for a potential jitter. And that's a great and useful tool that you can run on Linux, Windows, Mac. Enjoy and see you again next week. Bye for now.